You're now watching the Gobcast. Viewer discretion is advised. You can now watch the Gobcast in 4K uncensored exclusively on Spotify.
The first real episode in the new Gobcast studio. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, welcome back to the Gobcast. It's looking kind of ghetto in here today, all right? You can see I've got a bunch of new stuff behind me, a very different vibe in here. Listen, before we even start really taking calls and doing the episode, I feel like I got to explain myself, all right? Because everything's very different right now. It's a sudden change. Listen, we packed up and moved into a new studio, and for the first time here on the Gobcast, we have a private studio just for us. Our past couple studios we were sharing, which was cool, but at the end of the day, it makes everything better if we have our own private space. And for the first time, we just got that. The only reason we were able to get that is you guys. So I just want to say thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for supporting the show. Thank you all for showing love. It's been absolutely incredible what we've been able to achieve in such a short time on this show. It is beyond exciting to have this incredible setup. We have, you guys don't even know it yet, but we have new cameras running all behind the scenes, new audio equipment. Everything's new in here. So it might look a little scuffed in here right now, but just bear with us because give us a little bit of time and everything's going to be much, much nicer than it was before. You know, we're just experimenting a little bit right now. So the only background stuff is, the wall and some foam and like this green curtain behind me, which everyone's going to think is a green screen, but I just wanted a green curtain because I thought it looked good. And I didn't think that far ahead and realize that everyone's going to think it's a green screen, but like we're not trying to use a green screen. Whatever. I'm getting off topic. Ladies and gents, you know what we're doing now? We're taking calls today. And I have a very, very interesting line of calls because what I asked y'all today is I asked, what is the most desperate, degenerate thing you've ever done? What was your rock bottom? I want to hear about it. And we have some really, really horrible calls. We have someone who sent their mom a picture and they were drunk. We have someone who sucked for 2 carts. He is a man and apparently he doesn't swing that way, which makes that wrong because I'm not going to lie, if you already suck free, then doing it for 2 carts is probably even better. We also have many people who stole drugs from their relatives, including a guy who stole drugs from his family growing up and got caught for it, or stole things for drugs from his family and got caught for it, and now has gotten married, filed a joint tax return with his wife, and then spent the entirety of the joint tax return on. All right? I'm not going to spoil the rest of the calls today, but all I'm going to say is, judging by the people that I have to call today, I think this is going to be a good one. So, hope y'all enjoy. Honestly, I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's roll the first voicemail, okay?
Listen, I think I've got the best one. One time after a drink bender, I sent my mom pics. Let me know if you want to hear this story.
Chat. This is, this is a devious place to start, okay? Sending your mom a pic when you're drunk, there's no going back. It's one thing to send a picture to someone like an affiliate, maybe someone you consider a friend. You can get past that. At the end of the day, we all have and stuff, it's cool. But your mom, there's no going back, okay? No, let's call this guy right now. I wouldn't be surprised if this dude doesn't pick up. I would probably deeply regret calling in like immediately after hanging up. Yo,
Hello?
You're on the Gobcast. You mind being recorded?
Yeah, man.
I heard you sent a to your mom, and I have a lot of questions.
Yep, I knew you would.
All right, fill me in on this. Like, when did this happen? What's the whole story? What's the shebang?
All right, man. This is pretty crazy, but one week we had so much money that we got a lot of alcohol.
Okay.
And within that week, I got up off of straight up like hella dabs, hella alcohol, like mixing liquors, everything. Like I don't remember this week very much at all. So around the end of it, and this is the reason like I stopped drinking.
This is a really good reason to stop drinking too. Like this is
yeah, right. Around the end of it, I remember, and this is around the time I even shared a room with the homie. Like, me and the homie, like, had our bed less than a foot apart from each other. And he had his mirror at the foot of my bed, and I'm going like, damn, I hope my girl misses me. I'm going to give her a little something to wake up. And I had my mom under my mother and my girl under my girl.
Oh, no.
And so they were right next to each other. And, you know, as I snapped the picture, you know, using the mirror and everything, my friend moves over, and I freak out, send it, turn my phone off, and go to sleep. Next day, my mom texts me.
Wait, hold on. Wait, what do you mean your friend moves over? Like, wait, slow down a little bit. You had someone with you while you were doing this?
Yeah. Sorry. No, my friend was sleeping. It was 4 a.m. My friend was sleeping. I was drunk as shit. He was passed out, and I go, hey, bro, no response. So I wait 30 minutes just in case I woke him up so he could go back to sleep. And then after I snap the picture, he moves over. I freak out, send the message, turn my phone off, go to sleep. I'm like, oh my God, I hope he didn't see me. Next day, I get a text from my mom, and it's just a notification at this point. She goes, what the fuck, dude? And so I click reply on the notification, send just a question mark, because I'm confused. I'm like, what did I do this time? I've been a troublemaker growing up. This is not normal. Or this is normal, but what's new? And my mom goes, it's not very nice to wake up to see my son on my phone. And I freak out and go to the messages and realize I sent it to my mother.
Damn, what's going through your head when you realize you just sent your mom a picture of your meat?
Man, dude, it was probably the worst thing ever because right after I was met with a phone call.
She called you?
And so I had to speak to my mother instead of just look at my phone and
Yo, it's
text her.
crazy that she would like confront you immediately on that though. That's kind of nuts.
She was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, what is going on? What is going through your head? Why am I seeing this? And now, to this day, I cannot go out in public with her without her trying to hook me up talking about my dick.
Wait, what?
Yes. My family is very open and close, and now that my mom knows what my dick looks like, she tells everyone about it.
What the hell?
I hope this is great content for your Gobcast.
What the hell? That's like, no, your family up, dude. You guys need therapy.
Yeah. Yep.
Who's laughing in the back? I hear someone with you. Who's laughing in the background?
Yeah, these are my homies.
Are your homies able to verify the authenticity of this? Like, has she brought it up to them?
Yes, Han. The homie that I shared the room with lives in the room next to mine now, and he is here right now with me.
I remember the literal conversation in the morning. He looked over at me and was like, bro, I'm never drinking again because I sent my mom and I looked at him with absolute shock, bro. Literally surprised out of my medulla.
You want to try talking to my mom?
Your mom?
Yeah.
Your mom is there?
Oh, no. I could give you her number.
What? Oh, shit. I mean, honestly, sure.
You can, like, cut the mic. Or I can try and add her to the call.
Oh, yeah, quick. Do that. I don't know if that's going to work. Yeah, try it.
All right. Hold on. I'm going to see if I can
I'm not able to see when you add people, so let me know when you do it, so I'm ready. Yo, I had to mute my mic on his end real quick. He can't hear me, everyone. But, like, if this guy actually adds his mother to the call and lets me ask what happened when she saw her son's, this might be the greatest call we've ever gotten. Like, I've muted I'm going to give it a minute.
All right.
Oh my
hello? You still there?
Hello?
My mother is on the line.
What the hell?
Hey, Lord.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi. Wow, this is a really fascinating phone call for me to have. Okay. Have you told her like the context of this before, like?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Told her about how I need her to verify that I have accidentally showed her my.
What?
Mom, you
Oh,
want to
good God.
you want to
It
say
was
your point?
awful.
You want to say your point of the story?
Oh, well, I just saw that my son had texted me, and so I opened it up, and I looked at it, I was like, that's, and I was like, oh, God, that's his. And I just had to try to not look at it while I was trying to erase it. And then I called him later and asked him about it. He's like, oh, sorry.
Wow. This.
Anyways, not a super amusing story.
No,
It
it's
was a
fascinating
little
to
traumatic.
me. This is really intriguing. Yeah.
Fascinating?
No, it is. Yeah, because I don't have to
Okay.
bear the brunt of it. So this is great to hear. Yeah. So wow. So another element of this that he had mentioned earlier is that since this occurred, you've been trying to really put him on with some chicks, knowing that he's got that now.
What?
Yeah. Not how you always going around telling people, oh yeah, hung.
Oh, well, yeah, I do. Well, hell, I brag. I made that.
Wow.
So, yeah, I told people.
Has
I
it ever
could hug.
worked? Like, has anyone ever been like, wow, I'll take your word on that and like hit him up?
No.
Oh, shit. I think it will at some point. Like, that's a pretty strong vouch, though.
Yeah, right.
Wow. I mean, how
Hey,
did you
someone out
guys
there.
like discuss this? Like, how did this? Who called who, and like, what was said after this picture was sent? Like what?
It was just kind of like a, hey, I was drunk, my bad. And then she was like, yeah, please don't do that again.
And I'm gonna assume that you've never done
And
it
now
again.
we just
Now we laugh about it.
done it again. But I will never let him live it down, and so I give him a hard time about it constantly.
How long ago did this happen?
Hard time. That's what she said.
Oh,
4 to 6
less
months
than a year.
ago.
Oh, that's a long time ago. Okay.
4 to 6
Oh,
months.
months. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, that's very recent, actually. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, I think there's still hope if you keep going around telling people that he's hung, that someone's going to probably take the bait there. Yeah. Someone's going to like that. It's only been a few months, so I would keep doing that. But wow, I just got to say real quick, this is one of the most fascinating calls I've ever taken on the show. I thank you both for your time today. This is quite
Of course. I'm glad I could have done
and
this.
from what you've told me, you don't drink anymore because of this.
Just occasions, but you know, whenever I'm heavily monitored.
Dude, honestly, this is like some advice I wouldn't give many people, but like, you should have a bag of blow on you to sober up when you drink, because like,
Right.
like you got anything's better than that scenario. But wow, yo,
Yeah,
thank you
right.
both for calling in, both son and mom. I really appreciate both of your guys' time today.
Yeah, of course,
Thanks.
of course.
Thank
Y'all
you.
y'all have a good rest of your day.
You too, man.
Sweetheart. Thank you.
I am completely shell shocked right now. Like, I honest to God didn't think he was telling the truth until his fucking mother answers the phone. And I also initially was thinking, yo, this guy's calling his girl right now. And then she answered the phone and she just has that like mom tone. Like, you heard it like immediately. It's like, oh, that's actually his fucking mom on the line right now. That was I'm like, what a roller coaster of emotions. I feel like I went through like all 4 stages of grief or something, dude. Like, I was like sad. I was excited. I was like angry. Like, wow. That made me really uncomfortable. His mama stood on it. She was like, well, yeah, he's hung. Like, what? What are you talking about? Oh my God. I don't even, how do we move forward to the next call right now? How do I, this episode is so fucked up, guys. This episode is so fucked up. All right. No, I want to remind you all, this episode is about the most desperate thing you've ever done, your most down bad moment, okay? And so far, we're 2 for 2 on these calls having nothing to do with drugs yet. Well, actually, I guess the alcohol kind of, but like, wow. This next voicemail, dude, wow. Wow, what a stunner of an opening call. Just completely, it feels like a round 1 KO. I just like don't even know how to proceed. All right. Our next call, ladies and gents, is a gentleman who's called in and said that his girlfriend is a swinger along with himself. His girlfriend and her fiance. All right, let's take a look.
Yo, Gob. I guess today's topic was desperation. My girlfriend, her fiance, and I are actually swingers, so I have a story about that. Yeah, we drove 2 hours away to get some pussy, and it was just down bad.
What do you mean your girlfriend, her fiance, and yourself? What the hell are you talking about? Call him. Call him up, dude. I have a lot of questions. Holy shit. After that mom call, I don't even... What the fuck just happened?
Hello?
Hey, you're on the Gobcast. You mind being recorded?
Yeah, of course. Let's do it.
Yo, I'm not going to lie, dude. I just listened to your voicemail, and you said a really crazy line that piqued my interest, okay? You talked about
Yeah, what is it?
your girlfriend and her fiance. That's a triangle I got to hear about, dude.
No, my girlfriend, that's my fiance.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right, I understand. Okay, so wait. Fill me in on the whole swinger dynamic, though, because honestly, I'm going to be upfront. Driving 2 hours away to get laid isn't even that down bad, dude. That's, like, not bad. But I'm really interested in like, an open relationship. Like, I'm curious about the dynamic of this. How'd you start doing swinging?
So I honestly just found out that my girlfriend, she's bisexual, right? And she's never been with a girl. So she brought up the idea of us to do it. And of course, I'm not going to say no.
Oh.
So then we started doing it. And we started using like different swinger apps.
Oh, shit. Okay. You're like, what was the conversation
Yeah,
between you two the first time? Like, did she bring it up to you or what happened?
Yeah. Just because she wanted to experience it, like between her and a girl.
And has she ever gone and hooked up with girls when you're not there? Or is it something you guys always do together?
It's always us together.
Interesting.
Yeah, we might not be in the same room, but we are there together, like at the location.
What like if you're home and she like brings a girl over that she wants to go like fuck around with, you don't have to be in the same room and that's still cool? Like you're in the other room? Is that what I'm getting out of that?
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as I get to play, like that's our rules. As long as we both get to play, it's fine.
Oh, y'all get freaky, dude. I could tell just by the way you word it, dude. We both get to play. Y'all go crazy in there. For sure.
Yeah.
So, 2 hours isn't that bad, though. I feel like that's not that down bad. I mean, what was so down bad about it? Like, was it just the drive or like what?
Yeah, so we were getting action for like a couple months in a row, and then we hit like no action, right?
No dry spell.
And we finally ended up like, yeah. So we ended up finally like meeting someone. And I guess she was like a parent we knew about.
Okay.
Right? That she had a kid. And then we also knew that like she was a little bigger, right? So we already knew that. And I guess what makes it down bad is like when we did get there, like she was way bigger than what we were shown.
Shit. Like
So we kind of do feel like catfish in a way.
y'all still got to it though?
Yeah, because we're not going to waste those 2 hours, you know? You know what I mean? That's the part that I think makes it down bad.
How long have you guys been swinging together?
I think like 3 years.
Wow, that's a long fucking time. How long have you guys been together, like, in total?
This July will be 9 years.
Holy fuck. Damn, you guys have been together.
Yeah.
Have you guys talked about, like getting married? Like, what's your play? I mean, that's a long time, bro.
Yeah, we're actually engaged.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, you did mention that earlier.
Yeah.
You did mention that earlier. When are you
Yeah.
guys getting married? How long have you been engaged?
It's been a year, but hopefully this summer, if not by next
Are you
summer.
guys gonna have like a fucking orgy on wedding night, or like what's the play there?
Maybe. And I actually didn't think of that, but
Do you guys think you're ever gonna like
that's a good
close
idea.
up the relationship, or swinging something y'all just like really enjoy?
I think like once we start having kids and all that, yeah, we're gonna start slowing down on that.
Interesting. So if hypothetically, let's say like your girl brings someone home, it's another girl. Maybe instead of bringing someone home per se, even she like goes out and hooks up with the girl and doesn't tell you about it. You consider that cheating?
Yeah, just 'cause like I wasn't kept in the loop. But that goes both ways, you know?
It's interesting. I'm just so like I'm fascinated by this type of relationship. I've never known someone who's been in like an open relationship or anything. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
If you like,
We've done it with other couples as well.
oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably crazy. I mentally, I don't think I could handle like. What do you think when you see like some other dude fucking your girl? Like, how does that not bother you?
At first, I'm like, dude, that's kind of weird, and I was like low key jealous. But then, like, after seeing that, like low key, she's getting pleasured and shit. That shit turns me on more than
fuck.
me being upset, you know?
Okay. No, that makes sense actually. So you get more pleasure out of her enjoying herself per se than like you just enjoying
Yeah.
yourself. It's a mutual kind of thing. Okay. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Wow. So if like let's say like you guys had never gone open, just hypothetically, you guys had never done anything like this, do you think you would have broken up at some point? Like, do you think it would have changed your relationship?
No.
Wow. It is very interesting. It sounds like you guys really got it figured out though. Like it sounds like it works for y'all.
Yeah, I think just being open and like communicating and being honest,
Who gets laid more, you or her?
having that conversation. What was that? I'm
Who
sorry?
gets laid more? Like who pulls more, you or her?
The woman, obviously.
When you're a guy, you really got to work for it. You know, you gotta earn it.
Yeah. Honestly,
You could,
yeah.
dude, you could be a woman, yo. Even the most questionable looking woman on earth, yo. I could name a few guys that would hit. You know, for sure.
I agree.
For sure. But hey, thanks for giving me some insight on an open relationship, yo. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a good rest of your day. I appreciate the call in.
Awesome. Thank you for giving me a call back.
You have a good one.
Thank you, too.
Bro, I'm still shocked from the first call, guys. I'm not going to lie. I was like fighting back the thoughts in the back of my head about the first call, speaking to a mom, directly asking the mother about seeing her son's erect penis, and the mom confirming that he's hung to other people. Like that was insane. I feel like I need to wash my hands. I haven't even touched anything. Like that was completely mental. All right. Well, that was a interesting voicemail, but things are going to escalate a little quickly here, all right? The next voicemail we have is from someone who keeps selling things that belong to their family and friends for drug money. And it's a pattern that they've shown throughout their life, okay? Let's listen in a little bit.
Hey, gotta be a little bit quiet so she doesn't hear me. I guess I have a few desperate stories. I guess it initially started when I was younger, pawning off my mom's family heirloom jewelry for weed or Zans. Yeah, I used to pawn off her jewelry. A lot of it, like, is from my great-grandmother, and she still bitches about, as well as her shark tooth collection. But recently, I am married now.
Hold on, wait, time out. Before we get to the marriage, selling grandma's shark tooth collection for fucking Zan money is diabolical. Like, listen, if it's a gold bar, some precious metals, some jewelry, I get it. I 100% get it. I understand. But selling grandma shark tooth collection, that's a hard thing to sell, first off. How the fuck, like, who buys that? You can't go to the pawn shop and sell the shark teeth, can you? Like, do they buy that?
And I filed taxes jointly.
Okay, that's great.
And
Congrats on the marriage, yeah.
filed with my wife. We got grand back, and I took the whole cash, all the whole return, and spent it all on coke. And she does not know. I spent my wife's money on coke. Yeah, that's kind of why I had to be quiet right now, but it is what it is.
Man. Coke is a crazy addiction, man. It's the type of drug addiction that I've probably been the closest to throughout my life. And I had a friend, it was one of my good friend's older brothers. When I was younger, one of my buddies I used to do a ton of blow with. I'd go to his house, we'd go hang out in his basement, and his older brother had this girl that he was engaged to. He had proposed and they had a wedding coming up. And he was like a raging coke. Dude, he was like spending the wedding money on blow. It was pretty heavy stuff. Kind of funny to watch from our POV because like we were pretty disconnected from the reality of the situation. But coke addiction is just nuts. It makes you do shit like this. You know, it makes you do shit like what this dude is saying right here. Using your wife's tax return money and blowing it all. And then calling the Gobcast in the closet of your house and whispering into the phone to vent about it. Let's call him back. Damn, imagine he's like out to lunch with his wife right now. We just called it the worst time possible. He's like, hold on, honey, it's the Gobcast. This guy's going to have a huge moral dilemma. Stay with wife or answer Gob.
Hello?
Yo, you're on the Gobcast. You might be recorded?
Nah, man. That's fine.
Yo, I'm not going to lie. I just listened to your voicemail, and I just got to say, the way you answered the phone, that was like the saddest answer we've maybe ever gotten on the show, dude. You sound guilty.
Yeah, I mean, that's for sure. I try to think. Unfortunately, recently I lost my job as well due to that fucking coke addiction.
Oh, shit.
So recently I've been trying to figure that out so I can try to figure out a way to pay her back.
How old are you?
But I'm about to be 25 this
You're
July,
young,
man.
bro.
Yeah.
You're young, dude. You still got a lot of time to figure it out. How long you been doing
Yeah.
blow?
It's fucking up big time, though. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to
No,
curse.
you're good. You can curse all you want,
honestly, so that's a really long... All right, I'll kind of make it short
Yeah.
and sweet. So back when I was in high school, I used to sell big time, mainly Zans. I got up to the point where I used to buy 250 at a time off the black market. And then I used to mess around with a girl a little bit too. But back then, you know what's funny? I said I'd never do it. I never even really liked it. Then I unfortunately had to move to South Carolina because I got married. And then I found somebody down here. How I found the plug, one day I was fiending, drove around to every fucking shopping center and talked to homeless people till I found one that had brought me to their person. I walked into the place. It was like a TV show type shit. It was like a whole bunch of crackheads.
That's a really
smoking,
interesting
like, a
way
little
to
room.
find a plug. You just drove around asking homeless people?
Yeah, I fucking know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, pretty crazy.
I mean,
I
dude, that's
know.
honestly
I
smart,
know.
though. Like, that's a pretty efficient way to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, but they brought me there. Then I found probably some of the best I had. Besides, right before I moved here, one of my friends that smokes crack and unfortunately does heroin too. I was doing coke with him, but then I found the plug here, and they gave it to me for really good prices. I could get a ball for like 100, and I think it was 150. It's pretty good.
For a
I know you
ball
get
of
cheaper,
blow?
but yeah, and it was like probably the best I've ever had in my
That's
entire
less than
life in
I've
the
ever
town.
paid in my whole life.
Oh,
100
really?
to 150 for
Really?
a ball is pretty
Yeah,
nuts.
no, but-
Yeah.
And it was definitely by far, it was fucking my nose up though, dude. Like, it was really bad. I was so deep into it, I literally couldn't fucking stop. My nose was getting beyond fucked. I don't even know how nobody in my family knew. Like, it was, I'm honestly fortunate I lost my job, but drew my account negative $500 towards the end, trying to get some more blow. But thank God, at the end of the day, because I'm doing DoorDash, I'd still buy it if they never got caught. They definitely got caught.
Yep.
So I heard their house got raided,
Oh
unfortunately.
shit. So kind of taking it back
Yeah.
to like, losing your job and stuff. Your wife, you've said, has no idea that you have a coke addiction, right?
No, besides one kind of recent breakdown I had where I was like really fucked up. That's the other thing. I was off 7.0. I've been messing with that because I don't have any other plugs for downers, and I really like downers. So for a time being, I got off of it mainly because of you, man. Honestly.
Fuck that 7.0 shit,
but
dude.
I got off. Yeah, no, I never smoked it, but I did the pills. But still, I got off of it mainly because of you. Thank you for
Hell
that.
yeah, dude.
But I was very fucked up one night, and my friend was on the phone with me while I was arguing with her, and I guess I had told her, I was like, you don't know how much fucking coke I've done. Apparently, I've said that to her, but I don't recall. But apparently, yeah, she should know, but she doesn't really like, you know what I mean? Like face it, I guess.
Oh
Yeah.
fuck! So when you lost your job, what actually happened? Like, why'd you lose your job?
So that's that was that night when I said all that shit. I unfortunately, when we were arguing, when I went to close the door, we have this metal like casing around the light switch, and I sliced my finger wide fucking open on it, and I didn't think it was that deep, so I didn't go to the hospital or anything. And yeah, that's what happened with that. And anyways, I missed work the next day, and I had texted my boss. I sent him pictures of my hand, and it kind of looked like not trying, but it looked like my wrist and not my fingers because there was blood everywhere. And then of course my phone dies. So then he sends the police here, and he had to go to the job place at like 3:00 in the morning to get my address to send the police here because he thought I was trying to. Then it turns out I wasn't. Then I took off for like a week because I was a mechanic, and I just couldn't work with my hand like that. Then when I went back, he just kind of told me that he had to let me go. And since then, I've been trying to find another job besides being a mechanic.
So it sounds like your coke addiction is really starting to get bad. Like it's actually impacting your life now.
Yeah, probably would have destroyed it if, like I said, she didn't get her house raided.
Yeah.
Honestly, that shit probably saved me.
So how recently did that tax return that you blew come in?
A month ago, I'd say, maybe 2 max.
How much money was it?
It was like 2,000. It was 5. Hold on, I can give you exact numbers. I think it was 1 second. I'll tell you exactly. It'll take like 2 seconds.
Okay.
Let me go to my TurboTax. It was. Sorry, it's loading. I apologize.
Oh, you're good, dude. You can ballpark it too. It's not really. I'm not tripping about the exact dollar.
It was like 5,000. Up here it is, $5,056.
5 racks? You
Yeah.
blew 5 fucking grand entirely on blow and just like one go, or what?
Oh, not all of it. No. God, no. Fuck, no. I'd probably be dead, dude.
How much of this money did you spend on blow?
Probably I'd say like a lot. I don't know. My memory's so fucked because of it, but I definitely spent like, yeah, definitely at least $2 grand.
That's a lot of coke, dude.
Yeah, I could kill a ball in like 2 days.
Wow.
It was like really bad.
And at the prices
that's,
you
like,
say
by
you're
myself
paying
because,
too, that's really a lot of coke. Were you buying just a ball at a time, or were
Well-
you buying bulk?
Well, that's what I'd like to do because she liked to do 100 for a G. So a lot of times she'd slice the fuck out of me. That's why I miss her ass. But she'd do 100 for a G, and you're like, well, I mean, $50 more, right? You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like,
Yeah, she clearly just doesn't want to
Yeah.
serve grams. Is the memo there? You know.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
definitely because, like I said, she has a lot of fiends, and I'm sure that's all they do.
So, by the sounds
Yeah.
of it, because this plug got busted, do you blow anymore?
No, man. I've been sober as a gopher, and in South Carolina, they weed's illegal
Yep.
here, so the THCA stuff, I haven't found anything good. So I've been waiting. That's why I got on the 7-0, man. I just was trying to cope with being sober. Now I finally think I got it, but yeah, it's rough.
Fuck, dude. Well, I mean, fuck, dude. If you, listen, after we're done, I'll text you a little later. I could send you some Only Gas if you want, if you need it. I could,
Dude.
We can ship to your
I'm
state,
doing
so
DoorDash.
I'll send you a little
money.
coupon code. You can go put a cart together. But after the call, I'll do that. After
Hell
the
yeah.
shoot. But
Awesome. No rush.
so you mentioned you haven't told your wife that you spent any of this money on blow. She thinks like you just have the money or what?
I don't know. So yesterday, I think it was last night. I was trying to get because I have a job. I'm just waiting for the background check, but they couldn't get my old managers to respond. So I was trying to get my W-2s. So I was on TurboTax. I left my fucking phone open, and she went to go on the couch. She was like, "So you got the money?" And I was like, no, I'm still waiting. That's why I was.
Oh,
on
you haven't even
TurboTax."
told her you
And
got the
she just
return
kinda-
yet? Brother, it's
No,
May
bro.
16th, dude. How long do you think it takes? She's got to know.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm hoping for here, but I don't know what to do.
Yo, you got to at least tell her you got it, dude. You got, there's no way. I think that's what's giving it away. How do you guys do your finances? Like, do you have a joint bank account, or how does it work?
No, we are separate with that. Usually,
Nice.
that's why I've been having to do DoorDash. We have we separate bills pretty evenly, and we just kind of have them come out from our separate accounts, really.
Mhm.
So.
And what does she do for work? Like, is she making good money?
She, that's a kicker. She is in the United States Navy.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, she's a nuclear engineer.
Oh,
Yeah.
holy shit.
Yeah.
Damn, that sounds like the kind of chick you got to talk it out with, probably, dude.
Yeah, because she gets
If
angry.
she was
but she's
unemployed, I'd
also
be like, bro,
very-
just go, do your thing, Like, honestly, spend the rest of that money on whatever you'd like, and, just fucking tell her later. But, you know what?
Yeah,
She
that's
has a
me.
good job.
She would.
So, you should probably lock that down. No, you should talk to her. You should be like, hey, I fucked up, because she's going to find out at some point, dude. Women do that. They just figure it out at some point.
Yeah. That's going to be worse the longer I wait. That is very true.
And, if she figures it out on her own, it's going to be bad. If you go tell her, it might be a little different, though.
Yeah. Regardless, she's going to be pissed.
For
I know
sure.
you're right. She's going to be infuriated.
But you still have
if she
control
finds
right
out,
now. You can still do it on your own terms. If she figures this out, if she figures out you blew the money, you're fucked,
Yeah, I feel like she has to have a hunch. You know what I mean?
Well, for sure, dude. It's a month after the tax deadline. And when did you guys file?
Dude, I got it done almost 2-3 months ago.
Bro,
soon as
yeah.
you could.
When
Soon as
did
you
you
could, I got
actually get
done.
it? How soon after did you actually get the money?
Honestly, that's what I was saying. I only got it a month ago, maybe.
Okay.
So I got the first half quickly, which was all mine. A lot of it's all mine, anyways. To be fair, besides because from South Carolina, there was only $400, and that's all she had a return from. The rest were mine because I made a reasonable amount last year. The rest were mine from South Carolina and Maryland. So most of it was mine, to be fair, anyways. But yeah.
Wow. I think you should just, at some point, maybe not today, really think through it. But at some point, I feel like you should just own up to it. You feel like, yo, maybe. No, I was about to be a bad person. I was about to say maybe you don't have to tell her it was on coke, but you should probably tell her that part too.
No, you're honestly you're probably right. I will tell because a lot of it was on car stuff too, and bills, catching up on
Mhm.
bills. But no, you're
Bills
right.
are valid
I definitely
though.
probably
Like bills
should,
isn't
because,
wasting the money if you're married. You both owe the bills, so like that's fair.
yeah,
You know.
good point. They got to be paid regardless.
That's right. That's right. Someone's got to pay that shit.
Yeah, no.
Wow. Well, I hope that it goes over well for you, and I think you should go fill her in sometime. Maybe this weekend. Take her out for a nice lunch and be like, "Hey, I blew the tax return." And just see how it fucking goes.
Yeah. No, you're probably right. No, just say it, just like, oh, hey, get her a drink,
get a
few
couple drinks in her and
maybe.
just slide it in there. Just be like, "Hey, I blew the fucking tax return." And like, if she's mad about it, order a couple more. She'll probably
just bring up the weather.
Yeah,
after
bro,
that.
just fucking make it back or something. I don't know, dude. Start selling some blow. I don't know. Figure it out.
Yeah.
Figure it out. But hey,
no, I definitely.
I
will figure it
appreciate
out.
you calling in and sharing. And once I'm done shooting today in a couple hours, I'll send you a code for Only Gas. We can go put a cart together.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hell yeah, dude. Thanks for calling in and sharing. I wish you the best of luck. Next year's tax season, maybe let her get the money, it sounds like, potentially.
Yeah, at least. That's the least I can do.
Maybe let it hit her account this time. But, or honestly, dude, I'm kind of against joint bank accounts, but you sound like a situation where maybe a joint bank account would be good. Like maybe she could hold you accountable on that tax money,
Yeah, I just don't want a joint bank account. I don't think she would either. She's very stingy with her money.
That's fair.
So.
That's fair. I would be the same way. Yeah, if I was married, shorties. Yeah,
I
you're
definitely
not.
am. I mean, I definitely, because I made more. But
damn, you made more than her, and she's doing nuclear shit. You guys are doing good over there.
Yeah, dude, I fucked up. I made $45 an hour.
Damn.
I was flat rate, but
what the hell?
Yeah, I fucked up.
You guys are doing nice over there.
But being a mechanic really does kind of suck. Yeah, I was working on like Mercedes and Audis and whatnot. But
wow. Well, shit, man. I hope your talk with her goes over well. You should let me know how that goes in the future.
Yeah, man, I definitely will. I'll DM you.
Hell yeah. You have a good rest of your day, man.
You too, man. Bye. Can't wait to see
Yes,
this.
sir. It'll be out in a couple weeks. See ya.
Awesome, man. See ya.
Dude, wow. That guy blew the fucking tax return on blow. It sounds like he's got a pattern of doing that, though. So, like, I'm not very surprised by that. And also, like, when you're married, that's the kind of thing you talk out, you know? Like, if you steal your girlfriend's money and go buy coke with it, your girlfriend might just dump you. If you steal your wife's money and go buy blow with it, she might just have a stern talk with you. That's the magic of a marriage right there, you know? Let's listen into another voicemail, which is just fascinating, honestly. You know, this is a peak mental illness, I think. Maybe not mental illness, but just peak degeneracy, peak young, like, degeneracy, okay? We have a girl who called in who sounds very soft-spoken, and she just escaped from rehab last week with an individual who she describes as a Mexican dude named Jorge who bought her a burger. So let's listen in.
Hey, Goblin. So I want to tell you about the time that I, escaped from rehab. This was actually, last week. I literally, just ran out of the facility, caught a bus with some, Mexican dude named Jorge. He bought me a burger, and we smoked weed and shit. It was fucking crazy. If you want to hear more details, call me back. But yeah.
Escaped rehab last week. Listen, I am a rehab alumni, okay? I have been to residential treatment. I've been in the psych ward twice. Fun fact, when you're a minor, at least in the state of Illinois, you go to the hospital for pretty much anything drug-related, they automatically put you in the psych ward for an evaluation. So the first time I went, before I call this girl, just a quick story. The first time I went, they just let me out, right? Like I did my week in the psych ward and then they let me out. They were like, we can't really recommend him for residential treatment yet, you know? Then I came back the second time. And that is when, for those of you who've seen my rehab series on my main channel, that is when I actually went to residential treatment for like 2 months, you know? That facility was locked the fuck down. Like, sure, there was some opportunity to escape, especially when we go out on the walks, but for the most part, you couldn't just run out. So where the fuck was Shorty where she could just run out and hop on a bus with Jorge? I want to hear about it. Let's call her right now. Let's ring her up, dude. I'm drinking this motherfucking seltzer, dude. This shit's not bad. I'll tell you what, dude.
Hello?
Yo, you're on the Gobcast. You mind being recorded?
Yo, no, I don't. What's
Yo,
up?
I just listened to your voicemail and I heard you escaped the rehab last week.
Yeah, bro. It was like last Tuesday.
Phil, how long were you in rehab prior to escaping?
Like one day.
That's it?
I escaped that same night.
What?
Yeah, 'cause I've been to rehab like one time before that, and it was like the same facility. I was like, fuck this shit. Like, I hated it last time.
What kind of facility
I was
was
like,
this?
I'm
Was
not
it like
staying
a
here.
residential place or what was it?
Yeah, it was like residential.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so like what I did was like they have like the bathrooms locked and shit until like a certain time. So I waited until like that night until they were like busy like unlocking the bathrooms and like getting everyone their like meds and shit. And then I just ran out the like doors because like my room was like right next to the exit, but like they have alarms that go off. And so I just like ran out the door real quick. I grabbed a jacket. I like ran out the door. The alarm started like blaring. It was like, what the fuck was that? But yeah, anyways, so like the alarms were going on. I like ran like through the fire escape, and I was like running down all the stairs, and then no one was chasing me. Like, like I didn't even see anyone like running behind me, but I was still like freaking out. Like my heart was pounding. Yeah, it was crazy. And then I was just kind of like walking, because it was like downtown where I live. And so I was just like walking along the streets after I got out. I was like running through this like empty parking garage forever too. Like I couldn't find the way out because like it was nighttime and so like all the exits were like locked. But I found another like emergency exit and I got out of there. And then I hid in a bush to like catch my breath for a little bit. And yeah, then I just kind of like kept walking. I made it to this like gas station afterwards too, and I like asked the guy in the gas station. I was like, "You have a phone I can borrow?" Because like I didn't really know what to do. I was like, "Should I like call my mom to pick me up or something?" But also I was like kind of scared she would just send me right back to rehab. So I didn't really want to do that, but I didn't know what else to do. And so the guy's like, "No," like I think I looked fucking crazy. Like I don't know, he probably thought I was like a crackhead or something, so he didn't really want to give me.
Were you
a
wearing
phone or
like
anything.
normal clothes? Or did
And
they
so-
have like some like rehab attire?
No, I had like my like hospital bracelet on, and then I was just wearing like a like jacket. And
Oh, the
shit, but I
bracelet
was
will
all, like,
do
out of
it.
breath, like,
Yeah, that'll do
panting.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, I went like outside of the gas station and there's this guy like smoking outside. He was so cool. His name was Jorge. He was some little Mexican dude. And I was just like, "Bro, you got any like water or anything?" He gave me a Gatorade. And then he was like, "You want to smoke some weed?" And so I started smoking some weed with him and we just like started talking. I was like, "Yeah, I just escaped from like rehab and shit." And he was so cool. He took the bus with me, which looking back, like, I was so stupid. Like, I was just blindly following this random man I just met. He was like, "You want to go get food? Like, I'll take you to go get some food." I was like, "Sure, bro." Like, fucking idiot. He kept me safe. He kept me safe from all the actual like crackheads though. So he was cool. He bought
And
me a
what time of
burger.
day
It
was
the
it?
best
Like when you
burger of my
escaped? Was it
life.
middle of the night?
Oh, it was midnight. It was like 2. It was like 2 in the
Oh
morning.
shit.
Like I escaped probably like at 11 p.m. and then like I was like going on the bus with this guy and like by the time we got to the restaurant it was probably like 2 in the morning.
Damn.
Yeah, and then yeah, we were just chilling there for a little bit and then I called my mom on his phone and like thank God she like didn't end up sending me back to the facility because she was angry at them for just like letting me leave. She was like screaming at them and shit. She was telling me after. So she just like took me home. She was like, "All right, like you gotta promise to like stay clean." And I was like, like still like high off weed and everything. But, like, she
what were
didn't
you
know
in
that. I
rehab
was
for?
like, no.
Like what drug?
Oh, cocaine.
Oh.
But yeah.
How old are you? You sound
Yeah.
young.
17. I'm turning 18
How do you
in 4
afford
days.
cocaine?
Oh, I don't buy it. I just like sleep with guys.
Yeah, I know a lot of, that makes sense, actually. That makes sense.
I can't afford that shit.
Yeah, that.
Um,
Damn, so you just find the plug and you're like, all right, I need a fucking 8 ball a day.
yeah.
Wow. Are you like still doing it, or are you clean now, or what's the scoop with that?
No, well, I'm only like a couple days clean, but I'm not doing it like every day anymore.
Okay, that's good.
Like, yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
So with the whole
it's a wild night.
rehab scenario, you're like, obviously you're still a minor. Your mom could send you back. Do you think she would do that again?
Yeah, probably. Like, she has like drug tests here at home, and so like if she drug tested me and like found it in my system, then she would probably send me back. But I've got like backup like little bottles of piss, and I just like microwave them before she tests me, and I'll like hide them in my pocket or
That's
something,
crazy.
and then that's how I pass all the.
And yeah, those at-home tests, that's more than enough.
test.
You can easily pass with that, for sure.
Hell yeah.
Wow. So
I'm all set.
what, like, what other consequences outside of rehab has your mom given you for drugs? Like, is she threatened to kick you out when you're 18?
I don't know. Like, I'm not allowed to really like go out like on my own because she thinks I'm gonna go like meet up with the plug. So I have to be kind of sneaky. Like, I have to like sneak out my window at night and shit sometimes. But I don't know. She's pretty lenient, honestly, for like what I was doing. Like, yeah, she's not that bad. I mean, obviously like freaked out because I'm like doing drugs. I also used to be like a meth head, but that was more like when I was like 16.
You're really young to have like done all of this.
I know.
When did you first start getting high on like anything? Like, what was your first time getting high?
Well, I started drinking when I was like 13, and I've been doing that like ever since. And then I first got high on like weed probably like 14, and then from there it just like escalated. Like, I went from weed to like cocaine, and then like I went back down to like shrooms, and then I did meth for a little bit, and then back to cocaine. And I also still drink all the time, but yeah.
Did you like not have any like hesitation about doing meth or coke for the first time? Because those are a pretty big like jump.
No, not really. No, yeah, not really. Like, I feel like I've always just been like, people will just like, I'll like snort anything, or I'll like pop a pill. Like, I don't even care what the fuck it is. Like, I'm just trying to like get high. So yeah, I just kind of, no hesitation at all, really.
Wow. You should be careful doing that. I mean, it's very dangerous.
I know. I mean, I'm definitely smarter now. Now that I'm older, like, I'm kind of like, how the fuck did I not like die? Like, what the hell? But like, I kind of think things through a little more now. Still not that much, but like more.
So earlier you'd mentioned that you've been sober off coke for a couple days. Do you like actually want to get sober, or are you just doing it because you have to?
I mean, I don't know. I don't really think I have like that big of a problem with it. So, I mean, I feel like everyone says that, but like, I don't really feel like I need to stop. I think if I start doing it every day again, then I'll probably like be like, yeah, I kind of have a little bit of a problem, but I don't really want to stop. I think I'm okay.
Interesting. I mean, the tough thing is, like, if you don't want to quit yourself, it's not going to happen no matter how many times you go to rehab, realistically.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is the unfortunate part. And, like, obviously, my take on it is you should stop doing blow, but it doesn't really sound like you want to or are ready to, which is, like, that's not, that's not your fault or anything. That's just the way it is. And in that case, like, rehab's not really going to work if you don't want it. But, like, if your mom sends you back, you're just going to escape again?
Probably.
So, what would...
It was so easy, too. Like, it was surprisingly, like, so easy. Like, now I feel like if I do go back, like, that'll always be on my mind.
Yep.
So, if I do get sent back, it's definitely happening again.
Wow.
Also, like, right now, I feel like it's harder to quit because I'm dating this guy. He's, like, 46, by the way, and he knows I'm 17,
What?
so that's a little weird. But, like, he gives me free...
You're a victim.
He gives me free Coke, though. Nah.
You're getting... No,
I
you
know.
are. You're getting groomed. You're actually, real life, really getting groomed. Like even if you're... Like, no, like, I promise you, I know you don't get it right now, but I swear, when I was younger... I thought the same thing. When, like, I knew girls who were dating guys that were way older, girls that I used to do hella blow with and always show up with bags. You remind me a lot of the people that I used to hang around when I was in high school, right? And at the time, nobody realized it because they were coming back with bags and it was all cool and shit. But, like, when you get a little older, you're going to look back and you're going to realize, holy shit, that guy was grooming me because I was being young and naive, you know? Like... Even if you're down for it right now, you're still a victim. You should stop talking to that guy.
Okay. I'm not going to.
I know you're not. But in the future, you're probably going to look back and maybe you'll remember what I said and you'll be like, damn, he was probably right. You know? But it's okay. I know this is just a phone call, so you're not going to actually, like, take my advice. That's okay. That's all right. You know? That's the magic of this show. No one has to listen to me. You can just call in and talk, you know? But I hope for your own sake, you stop getting groomed by the 46-year-old.
Thanks, bro.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And I appreciate you calling in and sharing your story.
Yeah. Totally.
You have a good rest of your day, and maybe in the near future, find a man closer to your age.
Okay.
It'll be better, I promise. It will. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
Okay. Bye.
Wow, dude. We've talked to some people that got problems today, man. 17-year-old girl calls in and casually slips in her 46-year-old boyfriend. Dude, what? That dude was 30 when you were born. What are you talking about? That guy has been filing taxes for longer than that chick has been alive. Are you kidding? Send that man to prison and send her to therapy. Dude, holy shit. What an episode. There's almost a 0% chance we get ad revenue today, huh? Okay. Let's just keep it rolling, man. I just want to play this next voicemail because I want to highlight the fact that this came in at 6 a.m., which was about 2 hours before I posted that we were taking calls today, which means that the person who left this voicemail just woke the fuck up today at 6 a.m. and decided I need to call the Gobcast and get this shit off my chest. I'm not even going to call him back, but just listen in.
Yo, what's up, Goblin? It's Dino from Chicago. I figured I'd call in and tell you about the time I caught my homie's little bro sucking off the dog. Yeah. Peace.
I don't want to follow up on that. There's a fine line I draw in the sand in what calls I'm going to take here, and bestiality is like really far past that fucking line. But what I will say is it's just absolutely amazing that this dude woke up at 6 fucking a.m. today and decided that he must call the Gobcast without even knowing if we're taking calls today. That guy really genuinely feels a deep-seated guilt about that. It's the only reason I believe that. And with that being said, I absolutely don't want to fucking hear about it. I don't want to hear about it whatsoever. Wow, dude. I have so many voicemails to put aside, I don't even know what to play. Let's listen to this next one, okay? Let's play this.
Hey, Goblin,
This is someone who initially starts talking about how he just steals from his family members for drug money, but very quickly veers off into talking about how he drives while he's high every day, and it sounds like he feels bad about it. Let's listen in.
I saw your Instagram post, and I saw that it was about desperation, the worst, most bad thing you've ever done for drug money or whatever of that matter. got a few things we can talk about. I've sold my tonsils, not just for drugs, but for nicotine. I know that's not that bad, but out of desperation to get high, I've also stolen from my mom for drug money. I've stolen out of her
Pretty
purse.
normal.
I've taken her credit cards. I've went into the bathroom for the medicine cabinet. I've stolen hydrocodone, oxycodone, tramadol, and even Tylenol 3, which was just a weak ass codeine pill, pretty much. So I've stolen my grandma's meds, mom's meds, and dad's meds, all related to surgery. I sold my consoles for nicotine, drug money, and shit, dude, I drive high every fucking day.
This is where it gets real.
Fucked up right now, I'm not gonna lie. You know, shit, bro, I'm on a .15 right now of Molly. Just doing some DoorDash, you know. I'm the best DoorDash driver there is. I'm gonna get you your shit pretty fast. You know, and sometimes I make mistakes. Sometimes I overdose on the wheel. It's fine.
Sometimes I overdose on the wheel. It's fine. No, let's call him up, dude. I want to call this guy. He sounds genuinely guilty about driving.
Hello?
Yo, you're on the Gobcast. You might be recorded?
Oh, not at all.
Yo, I just listened to your voicemail, and I'm, like, very intrigued because you sound kind of guilty about driving high.
Wait, sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I just listened to your voicemail, and it sounds like you kind of have a guilty conscience about driving high.
I do. I've never been caught, but I've been pulled over 3 times while
Oh,
under the
shit. You got away with it each time?
I've driven on ketamine one time. That was the last time I've ever done that.
Wow. What makes you, like, drive while you're fucked up that much? You're just not thinking in the moment?
Oh, I am thinking in the moment. I just, every single time I do it, I say never again, then I do it again. Because it just sounds like a fun thing to do. It's more of an addiction if you think about it. Because driving, when you drive a lot, it's boring as fuck, dude.
For sure. Yeah, driving sucks normally. But
But yeah, I drive a lot.
It's kind of interesting
Go
hearing
ahead.
you, like, recognize that it's a problem before you actually get a consequence from it, you know, because I'm speaking to you as someone who has a DUI, and up until the DUI thought very much like you. Dude, I used to drive fucked up all the time, bro. All the fucking time.
It's fun as fuck until it's not.
It is.
Dude.
No,
I'm telling you,
100%.
I need to stop.
And, like, a lot of everybody, I think, who regularly gets high drives fucked up, like commits a DUI regularly, whether they admit it or not, you know? If you're a regular drug addict and you own a car, you drive high probably all the fucking time. And the reason you do that is because you haven't gotten a DUI. And, like, bro, I'm just going to tell you right now, as someone who has gotten the DUI, you should stop doing it immediately.
I will. By the way, I turned 20 in a few months, so I'm still at that age where all my friends are doing it as well.
Of course.
And I know the day if I ever do get caught, which I don't want to get caught, it's going to fuck my life up real bad. It's going to be expensive. My license is already almost suspended. I have multiple speeding tickets. I don't know, dude. Like, I don't want to fuck my life up, but at the same time, bro, it's hard.
What state do you live in?
I live in Ohio.
Okay.
So near the I'm not going to say the actual
Yeah.
city, but middle of Ohio, like Columbus, around Columbus.
What is, like, do you know what the DUI law is in Ohio? Because where I'm from in Illinois, the first DUI you get is an immediate license suspension for a year, like before anything else in court. It's bare minimum immediate license suspension for a year.
I could be wrong. Don't quote me on this. I think it's not like, I think it's like 6 months at least, but if you refuse the test, it's like a year. Like if you refuse the field sobriety, right, where they make you walk, the nystagmus test and all that, I think it's a year if you refuse that. And if you do it and it's like more of the officer's opinion, right? I think you get 6 months suspended. I think it's 3 and you're out in Ohio, like 3 DUIs. And it's like, I could be wrong though. I'm kind of retarded a little bit. So
I mean, dude, my DUI cost me over $10,000 just for my first DUI. It cost me a ridiculous amount of money. I didn't have my license for a year. I had to go to classes, like traffic school classes. It ran my pockets fucking dry, dude. It's the amount of money that I spent on my DUI. I could have gotten an Uber to and from where I was going when I got my DUI probably every day for 5 years straight, and it would have been less money than the DUI cost.
Damn, and Ubers are expensive if, you know. Damn.
Yeah. It's
Holy
fucked,
shit, dude.
How did you get away with driving while
For
fucked up
me?
3 times, though? How did you get pulled over and they didn't know?
Okay. Okay, one time was the worst time. I would have definitely gotten arrested. You know what whippets are,
Yeah, I know what
nitrous?
whippets are.
About a year ago, I was driving back from my friend's house, and I was on the highway, and I was doing it, and I blacked out, and I ended in the there's like a grass median on the highway. I ended up in the grass median on the highway, and there was nobody there because it was like 2 p.m. on a Tuesday, but that could have been a lot worse.
Did you, when you crashed into
honestly,
that
that's
median, did you just,
probably-
drive back out of it, or did the cops come, or what happened?
I just drove right back. It was like a 3-second blackout. I drove right back out of it.
Shit.
And I knew if a state trooper saw me, I'm fucked. I'm getting pitted immediately and
Uh-huh.
arrested, probably turn into like a BLM movement or something. So
I don't know, dude. I don't think there's going to be any movement behind the drunk guy who crashed into the median. I think you're on your own, dude.
driving on
I
whippets.
think you're fucking on your own. I don't think anyone's going to rally behind you.
I'm getting disowned by people. I'm getting disowned by everybody after that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna become a fucking T-shirt, dude. But yeah, it's whatever.
Damn. So, I mean, you clearly recognize that this is a problem, but in the moment, how are you going to stop yourself from driving fucked up?
I think I'll make it a reward so when I get home I can get fucked up. But the problem is, it's not a reward when you're doing it while driving. Then you go home and do more.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I think the only and best opportunity you have is before you drive. You got to, when you're sober, Uber to where you're going, and then you have no choice, right?
That's true. That is true.
You just cop a little ride over there, and then by the time you're fucked up and making stupid decisions, it's like, damn, dude, the dumbest decision I could make is just to get like a Uber XL instead of a regular or something,
Right now I'm in between jobs. I'm doing DoorDash. So that's part of the reason. I started this like 2 years ago. I started doing DoorDash. And yeah, I mean, it's not really good money. I'm not going to lie. It's like, fucking sucks.
How much, what is, on an average DoorDash order, how much would you say you make for a delivery? I'm pretty curious about it.
$6 to $7, on average. If I do 2 to 3 in an hour, I could probably make 15 to 20.
Okay.
But you got to think there's taxes at the end of the year for the 1099.
Yeah, you pay self-employment taxes, which is a
individual
whole different
contractor.
ballgame.
Yep.
Wow.
And that takes a lot of money. So, I mean, last year I made 20 something, but I ended up paying $2,000 on it. But I did write some shit off, like gas, tires, shit like that, dude. So I was chilling. Most of that money went back to the habits anyway.
Wow. Fucking. I mean, think about it like this, dude. If you get caught driving fucked up one time, you can't even DoorDash anymore. And you can't even drive to work.
Fuck your shit
dude.
with a DUI. Oh yeah, I thought about that. They do fuck your shit for a DUI, not a speed charge, because you can get those 2-hour
speeding
orders
tickets,
out
whatever,
pretty
bro.
fast
You
with
can
the
go to
speed charge.
classes, you can get that down. But DUIs are a permanent mark on your driving record. DUIs never go away. And insurance is the biggest part of it all. My insurance fucking doubled after my DUI, dude. My car insurance was almost as much as my car payment since I got a DUI.
How much is the car payment?
I had for a
insurance.
while ago, my car's paid off now, but a while ago I had it was it was $480 a month was my payment, and my insurance was $350.
Holy shit, dude! My insurance is well, I'm on my parents, so it's
Yeah,
50.
don't get a fucking DUI, bro. That
for
shit's
my
gonna
share.
quadruple. Don't get a DUI,
The
bro.
speeding tickets didn't even raise it that much.
Yep.
Dude. At my age, if I do that, I'm
And
fucked.
it
Just one
takes, I
DUI, I'm
believe,
fucked,
5 years for the rate to finally start going down from the DUI. Like, you have 5 years of just locked in the maximum they can charge you for the DUI. So
that's pretty much the dream, honestly, bro. It's more money.
The dream for them, dude. Fucking not for you.
No, a dream for them. For me, it's a fucking nightmare. I might just become homeless and become a panhandler.
Well, I guess
dude.
that's
Fuck
up
it,
to
dude.
you,
They make like
dude.
$300 a day sometimes.
Yeah, but then you have to be homeless. That's your choice, dude. But hey, listen, stop driving drunk, man.
like a story,
Stop
bro.
driving drunk or high or whatever. Just stop driving intoxicated. Only drive sober.
I would never drive drunk, only on whippets, dude. Trust me.
Never
dude.
drunk, only
I'm
whippets,
joking,
of course.
Yep, only nitrous, only galaxy
That's
gas,
great,
whatever it
dude.
is,
That's
dude.
really awesome and upstanding, dude. Well, hey, thank you for calling in, and drive sober from now on. I hope you have a good rest of your day.
Yep, you too, man. I enjoyed talking to you.
You have a
Thank
good
you.
one. I'll see you later.
You too.
Welcome back, ladies and gents. I just went and took an amazing piss because I've drank like 6 fucking West Peaks today, which shout out to them for coming by and dropping off a bunch of sparkling spirits at our door. I would tell you where to get them, but they haven't paid us yet. So let's go on to the next call, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a good one, okay? Listen in.
Hey, Goblin, I saw a tweet of yours recently talking about, I think someone DM'd you about bringing something on a flight. And it's pretty fucking dumb, but also, I've never been on a flight until this coming August.
right.
So I'm going to Dallas, and I'd like to know if I have to suffer with Delta 9 or not down there.
Okay, this is a layered question. First off, what do you mean suffer with Delta 9? Because Delta 9 THC is like normal THC. That's like Delta 9 is what you've always been smoking. But I get what he's asking. He's asking me if he's able to fly with weed. And I'm going to tell you guys something right here. I'm not going to call him back. I'm just going to, in general, share this with everybody. All of you guys deserve this knowledge, okay? TSA isn't trained to look for weed. They're not trained to look for... They're looking for buzzing guns. If you put a jar of weed in your bag, they probably see that shit through the x-ray. They know you have it, but they don't care. It's not their job to take it. If you put it in your carry-on, not your check luggage, your carry-on, and you just put a couple jars in there, you're probably safe. Same goes with concentrate, right? If you leave a water bottle in your bag, which you're not allowed to bring through TSA, and you give them a reason to go into your bag for real, then they might actually take your weed. But even then, typically you're not really going to get arrested unless you put a couple pounds in your bag and are really like moving some weight. A couple jars of some personal smoke or a couple carts in your bag or whatever, they're not going to completely gut your shit and search for it unless you're maybe flying out of a really small airport. I do a lot of flying. I've flown out of Chicago, O'Hare, and Midway. I've flown out of LA. I've flown out of Burbank and LAX. I've flown out of a lot of different airports. Texas, I've flown into Dallas a few times, kind of as a layover, like in between airport. I've flown out of Dallas one time. I've been around the block in terms of like domestic American airports, and I've flown with weed, I guess often enough without incriminating myself to say that I'm comfortable doing it without worrying it's going to get me in trouble. What I will say is I never put it in my check luggage, okay? If you're going to fly with a THCA or a hemp product or whatever it is you're choosing to fly with, just put it in your carry-on and just make it happen, man. Think of the local laws. Whether or not you choose to take it on the plane is on you, but I'm only talking about taking it through TSA, okay? I can't talk about taking it on the plane. Hey, that's your decision. But getting through TSA, for example, here in LA, specifically Los Angeles County, they follow local law on weed possession. So it's actually on the TSA website here in LA County where they say that you're allowed to possess up to 28 grams of weed through the TSA checkpoint here at LAX because that's the legal possession amount locally. And the TSA, specifically here in LA County, says publicly that they follow county law. It's kind of an interesting thing. It's a bit of a loophole situation. Like, obviously, can you definitively legally fly with weed? No. But what I'm trying to tell you is most agencies don't really care very much. So whether you decide to commit a crime is up to you, but maybe you could use that knowledge towards your decision. Entirely your choice, okay? I just want you to make an informed choice. That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have some more calls, but I just want to say first off, this has been like one of my favorite episodes that we filmed in a very long time. Okay? One of my favorite episodes that we filmed in a very long time. And also the first episode of the new studio, which is great. Let's listen into the next call. Someone who sucked for 2 carts. It sounds like they're a guy and they don't swing that way.
Yo, Goblin, saw the tweet. Most, like, the horrible thing I've done for drug money, probably when me and a couple buddies were hanging out, and I may or may not have sucked for 2 carts. So, yeah, if you want to hear a story, hit me back. Peace.
All right. We're calling him right now. I want to hear it. You suck carts, don't you? What did he do for 3 carts, you think? Probably a lot, dude. What the hell? No. Fuck that. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't blame this guy for not answering the phone. This is the kind of thing I'd call it. Yo, I heard you suck for carts. You mind being recorded?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Yo, you're on the Gobcast, dude. Fill me in. Why are you doing that for carts, dude? Well, hold on. Actually, no. Wait. Wait. I started out wrong. Do you suck for free normally?
No, this was a one-time
all right.
thing.
So, yeah, you really compromise your morals for this. Fill me in then.
Oh, yeah, big time. Okay, yeah, so this was like either right before I graduated or like right after. So me and a couple buddies were hanging out at my house. I have no job, so I'm dirt poor, right? So like I'm over here. I need a way to get high. So he's like, I got this cart. You know, suck. I'll give it to you. I'm like, I don't know. It's like not really 1 cart. It's too much for 1 cart. But then he throws in a second one. Bro, I gotta do that, bro. 2 carts for free, basically. So like, I didn't even really suck his.
I honestly don't need to hear the details, but I got to ask one question. What would you do for 3 carts?
Oh, dude, I do some vile shit, bro. I'm talking like I get wicked.
I hope you find some value in yourself, man. I really do. I hope you have a good rest of your day. I hung the fuck up, dude. I hung the fuck up. I don't want to hear that shit. Guy, he was about to get into detail about it. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that shit. But listen, he said he'd oil himself up for 3 carts, okay? If you'd oil yourself up for 3 carts, he didn't even ask rosin carts or nothing. 3 distillate carts. This guy would oil himself up and you dry. Me personally, I wouldn't partake in that. Okay? I wouldn't do that whatsoever. That's disturbing and disgusting, ladies and gentlemen. And honestly, I think I can go no further. I think we're going to call this episode here. If I have one more degenerate fill my ears right now with some disturbing shit, I might throw all this West Peak back up. All right? But thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for enjoying the episode. Thank you all for supporting the show. And once again, thank you all for your patience as we build the new studio. It's going to be a very, very exciting place. Just give us a little bit of time. Thank you all for watching this one. Drop a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already. Go tune in on Spotify, because on Spotify, you can watch us in 4K, nice and crispy. Play it while your phone's locked and enjoy the quality content on Spotify while we get our partner benefits, because Spotify was recently kind enough to add us to their partner program, which is just awesome. Shout out to them. So all you have to do is go search up The Gobcast on Spotify, and we're the very first result. So go tune in, go tap in with that if you don't want to watch it here, or keep watching it here. I don't really care as long as you tune in. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Deuces.
You're now watching the Gobcast. Viewer discretion is advised. You can now watch the Gobcast in 4K uncensored exclusively on Spotify.